The moment the monitors flatlined, something inside me shattered. Clean, sharp, and merciless. My newborn son's tiny chest stopped rising, and in the harsh white light of the neonatal ICU, I watched his skin turn a terrible shade of blue. My hands trembled around his fragile body as nurses rushed forward, their voices blurring into a frantic hum. Behind me, my mother whispered, "It's better this way, sweetheart." Her voice was soft, almost soothing, as if she were comforting me after a bad dream, not standing in the middle of my child's death. I felt the words hit me like a slap. Better for whom? Better than what? But grief strangled my throat, and the questions stayed trapped inside me. His death wasn't the beginning. It was only the moment everything snapped, the moment all the quiet suspicions finally screamed the truth I'd been trying to ignore. 2 months before his birth, when I told James the first was pregnant, he didn't smile. His eyes didn't light up. Instead, he froze. A blink too long. A silence too heavy. I chalked it up to shock or stress or anything but the dread I saw flash across his face. Because love makes you blind and fear keeps you that way. Little red flags kept falling. His late-night meetings. His phone always face down. The way he kissed me with more guilt than affection. When I asked what was going on, he kissed my forehead instead of answering. I let myself believe the lie that everything was fine. Because the truth would have destroyed me. When my son came early, 28 weeks, I was too terrified to think of anything except the next scream of the contraction, the next alarm, the next breath. I reached for James's hand during the chaos, but he flinched. Not a lot. A tiny instinctive recoil. I felt it like a knife. My parents rushed to the hospital when they heard. They looked tense, pale, like they were bracing for something I hadn't been told yet. My mother stroked my hair while I waited outside the NICU trying to breathe. "You have to prepare yourself," she said gently. "For what?" "For the possibility that he won't make it." Her voice cracked, but something in her expression didn't match the grief. Something colder hid underneath. I told myself I was imagining it. Then the truth slipped out. It happened late at night while I was pumping milk, exhausted and barely conscious. My mother sat beside me, hands folded neatly in her lap, eyes far away. "He'll never accept this child, Rachel. Not after what happened." My heart lurched. "What are you talking about?" She hesitated. "James told us that the baby might not be his." Everything inside me stilled. My hands froze around the bottle. The world felt suddenly too loud. "What?" I whispered. "I'm sorry," she murmured. He was distraught. He said things were complicated. He lied. My voice broke, sharp and small. "He lied to you." My mother looked at me, really looked at me, and I saw the doubt in her eyes, the quiet judgment, the belief that somewhere, somehow, this was my fault. I barely slept. Fear gnawed at my stomach, twisting every sound into suspicion, every whisper into betrayal. But nothing prepared me for the next morning. When I returned to the NICU after a quick shower, chaos exploded around me. Nurses shouting, alarms shrieking, bodies blocking my path as I tried to run to my son. My father grabbed my arms. "Rachel, calm down. Let the doctors work. Let go of me." I screamed, tearing out of his grip. Then I saw my mother standing beside a nurse, pale but determined. "She said she was the medical decision-maker," the nurse stammered. "She told us to withdraw support." Time stopped. The world tilted. Air left my lungs in one violent rush. "My baby was stable," I choked. "Why would you?" "You're not thinking clearly," my father snapped. "We're trying to protect you. Protect your future. Protect me. By killing my child." I lunged toward the incubator, but nurses held me back as wires were pulled out of his tiny body. His skin darkened, lips turning blue. My vision blurred from tears and panic. I screamed until my voice tore. "Put it back. Put it back in. He's alive, please." And then, a faint sound. A gasp. A broken, weak cry. My son was breathing. Doctors rushed to reconnect everything. A nurse stared at my mother in horror. "Why would anyone authorize removal? He has a good chance." The answer hung in the air like poison. Because James told them the child wasn't his. And they believed him. An hour later, James appeared, hair messy, shirt buttoned wrong, face pale. Not with worry but with dread. "Rachel, we need to talk." You told my parents the baby wasn't yours, I said, voice dead and shaking. He swallowed. I got the paternity test results today. My breath caught in my throat. He pulled a crumpled paper from his pocket. It says, "He is mine." A numbness spread through me, cold and merciless. And now, I whispered. He collapsed into a chair, burying his face in his hands. Now I think your parents tried to get rid of him because of what I told them. Silence fell, the kind that suffocates. I looked at my son alive, fighting, and felt something inside me harden. A new spine. A new will. I turned to James, to my mother, to my father. I'm done with all of you. James's eyes widened in horror. My mother sobbed. My father cursed under his breath. But I didn't waver. I walked to my son's incubator, placed my hand gently against the plastic and whispered, "You survived them. And so will I."